Ethan had lived in the same 12-story apartment building in Chicago for 3 years. He knew the flickering lights, the emergency exits, and the routine of his late-night shifts at the insurance company. By 11:58 p.m., the rainy streets were empty, and all he wanted was to get past the lobby and into bed. The night security guard, Mr. Harris, didn't look up from his desk, but as Ethan approached the elevator, the old man spoke. "Don't get off if it stops somewhere it shouldn't." Ethan took it as a tired joke. He stepped inside, pressed the button for the 8th floor, and watched the numbers climb, 1 through 8. Everything was exactly as it should be. But at 12:13 a.m., Ethan was jolted awake by a chime, a bell from the hallway. He checked the peephole of his front door and saw the elevator standing open. The car was empty. Ethan looked at the control panel inside the open car. Beneath the familiar row of 12 buttons, there was a new addition. A faintly glowing circle, labeled with the number 13. The building only had 12 floors. There was no basement, no attic, and no architectural room for a 13th level. Yet there the button was, waiting. The next night, Ethan made a point to be in the elevator well before midnight. He pressed 8, determined to get inside his apartment and lock the door before the clock turned. The elevator didn't stop. It passed 8, then 12, and kept moving. The display ticked over to 13, and the doors slid open. Outside was a hallway that didn't belong to the building, decorated with rotting wallpaper and a single framed photo. It showed the lobby in 1998. Standing behind the desk was Mr. Harris, looking exactly as he did 30 seconds ago. Then a voice came from the darkness of the corridor. "Ethan Cole?" It was his mother. Ethan slammed the close button, his hands shaking. His mother had been dead for 6 years. The elevator had taken him to a place that shouldn't exist and used a voice he hadn't heard in years to try and pull him out of the car. The next morning, Ethan cornered the guard in the lobby. Mr. Harris admitted he'd been there since 1996, 30 years without aging a day. When Ethan pressed him about the 13th floor, the old man's smile vanished. He whispered that while the floor isn't on the blueprints, sometimes the elevator simply forgets the building. Ethan spent the evening digging through digital archives. He found a 1998 report of a fire on the 8th floor of his building. 5 people had vanished into thin air that night. In the list of the missing was a name that made his blood run cold: Sarah Cole, his mother. According to the records, she had disappeared from this building at exactly midnight. And as Ethan finished the article, the elevator outside his door chimed. 12:13 a.m. The 1998 fire, the ageless guard, and his mother's disappearance were all converging on the same impossibly timed elevator stop. This time, Ethan stepped inside. The elevator didn't go up, it plummeted, the display counting down past the lobby to 0. The doors opened on a space Mr. Harris called the floor between floors. It was a corridor of infinite darkness. Whispers and cries echoed behind hundreds of doors, each one carved with a name from the missing persons list. The younger version of Mr. Harris from the photo was there. He explained that someone had to take Ethan's mother's place, and she had been the one to bring him here. Ethan turned and ran. Every door in the hallway flew open at once. He reached the elevator and screamed for help into the emergency mic, but the only response was his mother's voice telling him not to fight it. The door slid open to reveal a second Ethan standing inside. He was wearing the same clothes, standing perfectly still. The doppelganger looked at him and said, "You're late." Ethan stared at a perfect mirror image of himself, a version that wasn't trapped in the hallway, but was ready to step out and take his place in the world above. Ethan scrambled through a door marked lobby and collapsed onto the tile. The building was quiet. He checked his watch. Only 1 minute had passed since 12:13. He ran to Mr. Harris, but the guard just pointed at the elevator. In the mirror of the car, Ethan's reflection didn't mimic him. It pointed behind him, where his mother stood waiting in the glass. The next day, the police found Ethan's apartment exactly as he'd left it. His wallet and keys were on the table. The elevator cameras showed him entering the car at 12:13, but the footage went black for the 60 seconds that followed. The case went cold, but tucked away in the security desk was a photograph taken later that night. It showed Mr. Harris and Ethan standing side by side, both smiling, as the elevator display behind them glowed with the number 13. The building is still full of residents who take that elevator every day. Most of them never notice the 13th button. But every so often, the car stops when it shouldn't. If you ever hear your name whispered from a dark hallway at 12:13 a.m., do not step out, because once the elevator doors close, the person who walks out the next day might not be you.